Welcome back to the O Show. We had a major Binance victory. Well, not necessarily a Binance victory, but because of the SEC's harsh actions against Binance US, and other crypto centralized exchanges, some altcoins may not be deemed as securities. And as most of you guys remember, a lot of what kicked this off was initially the XRP case. Well, excuse me, Ripple versus the SEC versus Ripple. SEC alleged that XRP was a security for retail and for institutions and accredited investors, for everybody. Okay, and then it was proven in court that XRP is not a security on the secondary market. And then the SEC started going after all these other good actors, in my personal opinion. And I'm not going to sit and I'm not going to debate things that happened way in the past. I want to focus on current events at this point. If you guys want to know more about the court cases and the details and the allegations and all of that jazz, it's all public information. You can go back and continue to research these things yourself in more depth, because I'm not an attorney. I love to get attorneys on my channel. But yeah, I'm not an attorney. I just want to talk about what's happening today, because I think that matters, is what's happening today. Obviously, if new news breaks about things that happened in the past, we can very well discuss it, but I don't have enough time on the channel. So it's very big news, and it's very important, because if we can get some sort of clarity that some of these blue chip crypto assets, like in the top 100 or top 200, are not securities, that's amazing. That's absolutely outstanding. And again, I really do think that the XRP case helped set precedent for a lot of this. And we talk a lot about case law and how important it is. Now, let's continue to get into it and talk about all of the insanity that's happened in the last 24 hours in the crypto markets, because it's bullish, it's exciting, it's something that we want to see. We want to hear some good news, because it feels like throughout the entire bear market that we had, it was just hit after hit after hit after hit. And also, too, it is Ethereum's 9th birthday, and I'm a proud Ethereum holder. Woo! Ethereum to the moon. I would love to see Ethereum hit $7,000 to $10,000 a cycle. I think would be absolutely amazing. Fingers crossed. That's me. That's just me. Those are my targets. I hope that ends up playing out. Who knows if it's going to play out or not. We always want targets, and we always call for all of these different price areas. And that's why you set limit orders. And the cool thing about a limit order, whether you're limit selling or limit buying, is you kind of set it and forget it. You just put a little bit of capital aside, and if it ends up hitting, great. If it ends up not hitting, and that's life. It happens. We can't always get what we want, just like Mick Jagger. I believe that's what he said. Anyways, we're going to cover those stories, but let's first take a quick look at the market. On the weekly, it looks like a couple things. Mostly everything is down on the weekly. Taking a look at the daily. Daily is up. Daily is looking, well, actually, no, daily is not looking up. I apologize. Book of Memes is up. XRP is up 4.8%, which is wonderful thus far. Mog your Mog is up 7.3%. If we head over to TradingView, we can take a look at Bitcoin price action. And again, you guys, we're doing a lot of ping-ponging back and forth. I don't like to do a whole lot of short-term trading at this time in the market. I am in full blown bull market. I am just holding a lot of stuff and chilling. For me, that's just what's working. But if you're somebody who's interested in trading and interested in scalping, I hope you are making an epic amount of money. But right now, I'm just cold chilling. So when we take a look at what's happening with Bitcoin price action, we had, it looks like yesterday on the 29th, we opened at 68.3. We closed down here at 66.6, and then we had a swing high of $70,000. But because we didn't get that close above $68,000, is a little bit bearish on a short term over here. As far as market cipher goes, it does look a little bit bearish as we are heading downwards. But again, we'll go ahead and take a look at the lower time frames there. No biggie. And we're currently testing about $65,000. So if we do lose this range here at about $65,000, then we can look to about 63, possibly maybe $60,000. I'm not going to call for $60,000 in this type of market yet. I don't feel the need to. I kind of want to see where we end up today with $65,000. And again, you guys, me personally, just as long as we really hold above the $60,000 area, I'm still incredibly bullish. Now, taking a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart still shows that we might tap on to about 65.2 here. That we might. And so I would really watch this area. As far as Ethereum goes, let's see what she's doing on her 9th year birthday. How exciting, right? Very, 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 very exciting. Taking a look at Ethereum, we failed to close above $3,400, and it looks like we're going to back test and tap on the trend line here at about $3,200. I would like to see us hold above it. However, I would also keep my eye at about the lower areas of $3,200. As far as Solana goes, we are going to continue to cover that almost daily, primarily because a lot of people are making a lot of money with memes over there. So if you guys are on Pump.Fun or whatever it is that you guys are using making money, I am so happy for you. I hope you're making moon bags. I hope you're practicing risk management and all of that fun stuff. Now, taking a look at Solana hit a high of about $193 and we're heading back down. I would like to acquire more Solana in this area over here, obviously below 160 to 120. But of course, just because I want that or if I'm calling for that, the market doesn't care what I feel. It doesn't. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the story regarding the SEC. Okay, this is a story from Decrypt. SEC might shelve allegation that Solana is a security in the Binance lawsuit. The amended complaint would delay the court's need to rule on whether Solana, matic, ADA, and other third-party crypto assets are securities. More importantly, when we go down over here, I want to go down over here. In its original complaint, the SEC also alleged that Filecoin, Cosmos, Sandbox, Decentraland, Algo, Axie, Cody are all unregistered securities. But in the title, they're only talking about Solana, Polygon, and Cardano. So I wanted to make sure that we covered all of this because I know I got a couple of you guys who are algo fans. And yes, I do hold algo. I hold Solana and algo. And what else? Solana, ADA, matic, algo. I had Cosmos and Atom at one point. I think I had to sell to remove off centralized exchanges a while back. But anyways, those are what I'm holding. Are we rich yet? I hope so. But anyways, so basically what's going on in this article here is the SEC wants to pause its claims that Solana, Cardano, and matic are unregistered securities. It doesn't mean the SEC is dropping the allegations. It doesn't mean the judge has dismissed them. The court's decision on these tokens being securities is just delayed. That is a little bit of unfortunate news because I was hoping that all this would stop. I was hoping that it would all end, but it's not. But that's the way it works. A lot of these cases take a very, very long time. And that's why going to court sucks. Nobody wants to go to court for anything ever in the world. It takes a long time. It's very expensive. It's just absolutely ridiculous. A lot of times it's easier just to settle things outside of court. And that's in all different aspects of legal. Always, always, always. It doesn't matter what it is. So and there's going to be a little bit more to the story that we are going to cover. Also, to make sure to smash the like. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much to Francisco for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Now, let's go ahead and continue to keep going. So this is from Ripple's CLO, Stuart Aldroy. When a judge signals BS on the SEC's claim that 10 tokens on Binance are securities, the SEC says, never mind. But these tokens are left out to dry in the Coinbase suit. This isn't how to regulate. So he is quote tweeting Brad Garlinghouse, basically talking about hypocrisy on the SEC's side. And I totally agree. And again, this always stems back to the SEC going after these companies, then alleging that a lot of these crypto assets Exactly what's happening. Okay, fingers crossed. I think my internet is doing something funky over here. I think it's doing something a little bit funky. Let's see. Okay, we're okay. We are okay. We are okay. Now let's go ahead and get into the next part of this over here. So Garlinghouse and Aldroy responded to the news about Solana, Cardano, and matic. And also, too, there is another crypto attorney that has commented on this whole entire debacle. So we will go ahead and discuss that. We'll go ahead and discuss that next. So this is from Mr. Jake. He is a lawyer, but he is not our lawyer. And he said, there's no reason to think the SEC has decided Solana is a non-security. They do not want to do discovery on dozen token in the Binance case. Appears to be a litigation tactic, not a change in policy. Note the SEC still calls these token securities in other exchange cases. So basically that's what they're talking about with the hypocrisy here. And the hypocrisy is basically that during this court case, the SEC does not want to have to do discovery on all of these different tokens. Again, they still could take that discovery and they could apply it to the other cases, but at the same time, it seems like they have been spending a ridiculous amount of money doing absolutely nothing, but really kind of harming a lot of these crypto companies. the token companies and the exchange companies. So that's when it gets to be a little bit problematic. And they just do not want to spend the money dealing with it. They don't. They really, 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 really don't. And I don't blame them, because discovering all that stuff is expensive. Court is always expensive. And again, I want to say that Ripple spent like $300 million in their case. That's what I want to say that they spent, which is absolutely ridiculous. So again, even though this news is exciting and it does add some sort of legitimacy, and hopefully we're going to see some sort of happy ending happen soon, these crypto assets are still not deemed securities or not securities yet. However, we do know that Solana did apply for or some of the traditional financial institutions did apply for a Solana spot ETF. I'm hoping that gets approved. I hope it does. I hold Solana. I've been holding Solana since last bull market and through the bear market, all that jazz, moon bag over here, and I've added more. So it would be nice to get some sort of clarity with this stuff. But again, we still don't have clarity. We just have the SEC kind of dragging their feet, which is just a little bit ridiculous in my personal opinion. But anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the next story. This right here is from Akram, and basically all it is just letting us know that the U.S. government does in fact hold around $14 billion in Bitcoin. So they currently hold around 200,000 Bitcoin, and it makes the largest geopolitical owner of Bitcoin. So remember last week we had at the Bitcoin conference, we had RFK, we had Loomis, we had Trump, we had all this talk about the strategic reserve. So what a lot of people are speculating is that if Trump does get elected, or Loomis's bill does get approved, or RFK does get elected, however that ends up working out, and we do get a Bitcoin strategic reserve, which me personally, I would love to see that happen. I just don't know how realistic that would be, to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve at the United States of America. I don't know, because I don't work in politics. I don't know how all of that works. Would love to see it, but it's going to take a long time. But the fact that we do have all of this Bitcoin that has been confiscated, yes, the government can sell that whenever they want. But at the same time, I think it's pretty cool to note that we have all of this Bitcoin essentially. And I don't know how that would kind of transpire between the Fed and the public servants and the U.S. economy and all of that. How would it? And then I believe that Loomis went on record, and she did say that she does think if we have Bitcoin as a strategic reserve or something in that fashion, that we could help wipe out the debt, the United States of America, which we talked about yesterday, and we're at about $35 trillion worth of debt. Not a small number, right? Yeah. A little bit crazy over there. Little bit crazy over there. Yes, Wendy does respond to the live chat. I do. But I do got to get through this because I do have some stuff that I got to take care of today. Now, our next story over here, just in. Russian lawmakers passes bill allowing businesses to use Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in international trade. Interesting. Remember when a lot of these countries, they decided that they were going to no longer use the US dollar? All of that. Remember? So this could be it. This is definitely a repercussion of that, which is a little bit interesting to me. So I wanted to just let you guys know, and this is according to Bitcoin Magazine. Now, as far as this next story over here, I wasn't able to pull the article up. That's Russia. Ethereum ETF saw $340 million of negative outflows in the first week, which again, you guys, this is not a big deal in my personal opinion. We do know that they have had to Grayscale has had to wind down the Ethereum trust to convert it over to an Ethereum spot ETF. So it makes sense. Also, too, the entire market is dropping. So when we're talking about price action here for Ethereum, I wouldn't be too terribly, to me, I don't think that the outflows are necessarily that bad in my personal opinion, because we do look a little bit bearish on the chart. Not bearish long term, but as of right now, it does look like we might retap on the $3,300 area. Now let's go ahead and cover this story here with 21 shares. So CETH integrates Chainlink proof reserve to increase transparency. And again, Chainlink is a great project in my personal opinion. I love the technology. Oracles are important. If you do not have oracles, you will not get proper price feeds utilizing DeFi. It would be a lot harder to do DeFi without Chainlink, in my personal opinion. And I was so upset because I was so sick the day that I was supposed to go speak at the Chainlink event at the college, and it was a little bit of a bummer. But at the same time, it happens, and I'm okay. I'm happy, very thankful to be in good health today. Now, So let's talk about this. So 21 shares integrated Chainlink proof of reserves on Ethereum mainnet to enhance transparency for the 21 shares core Ethereum ETF. CETH is backed by ETH and it tracks Ethereum's performance. Chainlink was chosen for its history of enabling over $12 trillion in total value for on-chain markets. The integration offers clear visibility into CETH's Ethereum reserves. Woo! Woo! Party time. Amazing, awesome, fun. We love to see it. So shout out to all of the Link Marines and all of the Chainlink holders. I do have Chainlink somewhere. I don't know exactly where I have it. There's not a whole lot that I have there, but I do have a little bit over there. So shout out to Chainlink. I think that that's awesome. I'm not going to check price just because market is a bit bearish right now. So, well, actually, we will check price just in case because you never know. You never know. We'll go ahead and take a look at Link. Link actually had some really, this is the 4 hour. I want to go to the daily really quick. I was hoping we were going to get a breakout there, but I was wrong. And it happens. It's okay to be wrong. If you're not wrong when you're trading or investing or doing anything, then it's probably a problem. If you're always right all the time, probably a problem. It's okay to be wrong. It really is. A lot of people, enough people don't talk about that. But anyways, we take a look at Link over the last week. When we take a look at the market for Link, we can see that we kind of been consolidating between about $13 and about $13. Really $13 over here. Oh, shout out to Northern California. Did you guys feel the earthquake? I think we was a 4.9 earthquake from Barstow. Wild. I felt it at my desk. I was editing a video. I was like, But anyways, as far as Chainlink goes, we're kind of still in a decent range between about 12 and 15 bucks. So nothing too terribly exciting. But now as far as Tron goes, Tron surpasses Ethereum, 1.42 million revenue in 24 hours. So basically they surpassed Ethereum, Tron revenue surpasses Ethereum since July of 2023, or July 23rd, excuse me, with 1.42 million generated in 24 hours compared to Ethereum's $844,000. Again, we hear a lot about Tron, but I don't know a whole lot of people that use it. The only people that I know that use Tron, and even when I use Tron, is when we have to send money back and forth because it's just so much more affordable than using Ethereum. So TRC20 was a lot easier, or anything on Tron was easier to with moving stables around, because again, when you work in crypto, there's money that goes here, it goes there, it goes back and forth. Or when you're trading, you got to get stuff on exchanges and do whatever. That's why bridges and being multi-chain is so incredibly important. So we hear a lot about Tron over here, which is interesting. Also, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the crypto ETFs. Well, yeah, I got you guys. So this is from Bloomberg Crypto, and it says BlackRock's CIO of ETF and index investments, Samra Cohen, discusses iShares Ethereum Trust ETF and expects we will see allocation of crypto ETFs in model portfolios by the end of this year into 2025. All right, let's go ahead and actually listen to this this little clippy clip over here and see if we can get any value. Let me go ahead. Let me just set this up. Here we go. Here we go.
You saw the outflows from ETHE. People always ask me, well, aren't these just flows coming out of there into the other ones? Because net positive, it's actually a little less than zero for these. Or are there new people coming into your fund?
Look, we're 1 week in, Eric, but I think you raise a really important point. This was a strong launch, but this is a story in the early days about access and finding the optimum access points for investors who want Ethereum in their portfolios. And so we were actually, if you look at trading volumes, because it's important to look at both, ETHA was, I think, 40% of new assets gathered, but 25% of trading volumes, because there has been a lot of outflows, not just from the other Ethereum higher priced ETF product, but probably also from proxy vehicles, because investors really want to get their ETH exposure, especially if they're going to use it in the context of an overall portfolio in an ecosystem they have confidence in.
And now another thing a lot of people are looking for, the next sort of catalyst will be these big wirehouses, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, UBS. They've got trillions of advisor assets. Where are they at in terms of onboarding these ETFs and even soliciting them?
Yeah, that is exactly what I think will be the story of this year and next year. They are doing their jobs, and their job is risk analytics, due diligence, and really looking at, and they look at them very differently, of course, because, you know, as we know, Bitcoin and ETH are two very different asset classes with different use cases, but looking at their role in the portfolio, and particularly their utility as portfolio diversifiers. And I think what will then happen towards the end of this year and into next year is we will see allocations made in model portfolios, which will give us much more of a steer as to how investors are using them.
Has BlackRock put the crypto ETFs into your own model portfolios?
So our not into our model portfolios, and all of our model allocations and also all of our holdings period are generally public. So you can see where we have allocations, either very small allocations, either to crypto or crypto futures or crypto ETFs.
And I am curious. I mean, you've got Bitcoin, you've got Ether, you're leading the market there. Are you done? Are we going to see a BlackRock Solana ETF, for example? What's next?
Not in the near term. So we really look at the investability to see what meets the criteria, what meets the bar to be delivered in an ETF. And for us right now, both between investability considerations and also what we hear from our clients, Bitcoin and ETH definitely meet that bar. I think it will be a while before we see anything else.
Okay. So basically in this interview, she says that it's going to be a while before we see any other crypto assets become ETFs. That's unfortunate to hear, but I also understand because it took years and years and years to get the Bitcoin spot ETF approved. It also took years and years and years to get the Ethereum spot ETF approved. So these things do take time. So maybe we won't see a Solana or an XRP ETF get approved this cycle, but we might see it next cycle. So maybe we're anticipating that the bull run is going to last until maybe Q2, sometime in 2025, maybe Q4. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I would love for it to continue, but again, I have no idea when the bull market will end. I do know that we're in one, and I do understand that a lot of the blue chip projects are not popping off like they used to, and we saw this happen last cycle. And again, if you go back and you look at the bull run of 2016, 2017, etc., you will see the top 100 coins. If you go back and you look at those on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko or what, probably CoinMarketCap would be better, but you're not going to, all of those coins from the top 100 to 200, most of them are still not, they're still around, but their market caps aren't that high. There's not a whole lot of demand for them. They're not as popular as they once was. And that's just something that happens. And it's unfortunate. But again, when I look at all of the tokens and I look at the market cap and I look at everything that happens in crypto, I look at each one of these tokens or coins as small businesses. And again, we see things, we see different styles and phases occur. And it's unfortunate that some of these might not start pumping again. All of the money right now that we're seeing as far as crypto goes, I just want to pull up this over here. As far as the total goes, total over here on as far as the crypto cap goes, including everything, we're sitting at $2.3 trillion. $2.3 trillion. And at the height of the last bull run, we kissed on the weekly, we kissed $3 trillion. So even though we've had an epic run up, and I hope that we repeat and we do something similar in 2021, we kissed $2.6 trillion or $2.6 trillion, and we had a nasty dump, and then we kissed $3 trillion. I hope that, something similar like that does happen again. And you can do fractal-based technical analysis with that if you want. I just don't know if that's going to happen, and I don't necessarily know if we see that happening again. So as far as a lot of the blue chips pumping, I don't know when that's going to occur. I don't know if we will see that occur, primarily because a lot of these have kind of slowed down trading because we're seeing a lot more money enter into memes. And again, with the meme coins and the celebrity tokens and all that stuff, if you guys are trading those and making money, I'm super, super happy for you. We do a Sunday stream where we do talk about that. And we do, take coin requests and do those things. But really, that's kind of where all the plays is on Solana. They really, really are. So that's why I feel like we're not seeing a whole lot of money enter into the more sustainable projects. That's just my personal opinion. All right, now let's get back to this over here. We talked about crypto ETFs probably not occurring. We probably won't see any more. It'd be amazing if we did. I would love for my Solana bags, but at the same time. Now over here, DEX market share surges to record high, outpacing centralized exchanges. And again, I just kind of went over that, and we're seeing like the meme coins. A lot of these you're not trading on centralized exchanges. You were trading on DEXs or Pump.Fun or whatever it is that you're using. And again, we're going to continue to see more and more things occur off chain. Well, not off chain, excuse me. on decentralized exchanges, not centralized exchanges. The reason being, centralized exchanges are very, very limited to what they can list, especially with all of the changing regulation. With decentralized exchanges, you can buy, sell, trade, do whatever it is whenever you want to do. The only time that you might have an inconvenience, let's say if Ethereum gas fees are too high or the Solana network does get a little bit clogged up. Sometimes that does happen. Sometimes transactions fail on almost all chains for the most part. I'm more well-versed in Solana and Ethereum than a lot of the other ones, and I don't like using layer 2s because I'm lazy. But again, we are seeing a lot of activity happen on DEXs and not on centralized exchanges because it just get a little bit too difficult. All right, now, the monthly trade volume for decentralized exchanges reached 136 or almost $140 billion. Uniswap had the highest with 48.5 billion for volume. That's interesting. Ratum was the second at 27.8 billion, and Uniswap had the highest TVL at 5.58 billion, followed by Curve Finance, PancakeSwap, and Ratum. Interesting. That's very, very, very interesting in my personal opinion. I do want to get into this story over here. Hold on. Let's get into this story over here on... All right, this right here, this is by this gentleman, Song ADA Man, and he's suing the SEC. And the reason why I did want to bring this up really briefly is because it does involve NFTs. And you guys, most of you know, I have been a champion for NFTs, primarily because I do think that the real intended purpose of NFTs was for musicians, actual real entertainers, actually really talented people, not people like myself, writers, artists, musicians, essentially so that they can own their own work, they can collect royalties, they don't need record labels, they don't need to spend a whole lot of money doing all of that. Because it's very expensive. Like, going on tour is expensive. Making an album is expensive. Promoting it, ticket, like merchandise, everything is super expensive. You have to hire people to do it. But NFTs essentially simplify that, in my personal opinion. I just don't think we're there yet. So I just wanted to go through this really quickly with you because I support him. So Brian L. Fry and Song ADA Man is suing the SEC to challenge the SEC's authority over NFT art sales. SEC has long argued that art could resemble securities under the Howey test. In 2019, FACE submitted a prospectus and law review article proposing that conceptual art could be considered unregistered securities. The 2021 NFT boom was seen by Faye as validating his argument, leading them to create NFTs that test regulatory boundaries. Faye is proposing an NFT collection titled Cryptographic Tokens of Material Financial Benefit and seeks SEC clarity on regulation. Song ADA Man just released a new song, I'm Suing the SEC. It's for sale as an NFT. I will not play the song because I don't know what type of copyright things I could incur by that, so I'd rather not do that for the channel. But I do think that it is important that, and I do applaud him for going head to head with the SEC, because it would be nice to get some sort of clarity again as to what you can and can't do. Because could you imagine being a struggling musician and then, and it's cool because in 2024, you're actually able to create these really cool communities online way back when in the early 90s, even up until I want to say like maybe when we had MySpace, I think Facebook came after MySpace. But you're able to curate these online communities now, so it's easier to, build an audience, etc. Way back in the day, you used to hand flyers out. I remember I used to hand flyers out way back in the day before the internet was like a real thing. And you used to have to pay promoters, all kinds of crazy stuff. But could you imagine being able to be online in 2024, have an online audience, be able to drop an NFT, make revenue for it, actually earn money from creating your art, because musicians deserve to eat. And then the SEC suing you, saying that you created a security, which in fact is not a security. You're just owning the rights to your stuff. And by the way, there's actually a very, very, very big market for people to buy and sell licensing and merchandising and copyrights and trademarks, all that stuff for big movies. That is, go look it up. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to get going. I got some stuff to do today. Appreciate all of you for being here today. Make sure to like this video, share it, all of that jazz. And again, thank you all so much for supporting me and supporting the channel and supporting really essentially me being able to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of my baby. Thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day. I'm actually going to try to put a video out with my CPA Scott today. It depends when he sends it to me, but we want to cover some of the things that RFK said about tax reform for Bitcoin and crypto. He would explain what that would mean if RFK does become president and it does get approved. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Sending y'all love and light. Bye-bye. Bye guys. Thank you so much.